And hello, and welcome back to the semi-finals of the AP tournament. It is I, Maddie, excellent runner, here with the Hatman himself, Caront.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in as we have ourselves, as Maddie said, the semifinals of the FFR LADXR tournament. That's a lot of R's.
So many R's.
Yes, very, very much. We have two great teams here today, and I'm going to let Maddie handle pronouncing the names because one of them's in French, and my French is very, very rusty.
And I'm, Canadian, so I get away with it. So, on our left, we have Les Guerriers de l'Omelette, or the Warriors of the Omelette, our French team of Wild Ham and BB, representing from good old Europe. A lovely team and probably one of the best ones. And on the other side, we have, name eluding me, Two Swords Drawn, with Odron and TK Ninja, two of my very frequent viewers who I matched as a team, and I really want them to win because, I gotta have a slight soft spot for them,
So you're rooting for everybody then, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I would like everyone to win. I really want to race BB, but I also want my fans to win. So they watch my streams, they support me, and I'm gonna support them back.
Yeah, so we're gonna have ourselves a multi-way final match then.
Yep, that's the hope. It'll be three-way. Somehow they'll tie, like exact second.
Yeah. All right, looks like we are underway. Of course, we have the top two runners are in FFR, and finding some pretty decent heal options here for the White Mage, Fire 2 for the Black Mage, so expect both teams will probably get that as a good sweeper spell.
Meanwhile, down on LADX, we have Shovel Start, which is a good old one check. We'll see how long our LADX runners are stuck standing in a doghouse. And with an Eagle's Tower Nightmare Key, the worst one, it could be a while.
Uh-oh.
BB aggressively digging. That said, they are going to take advantage of these hints. We have a Bow Wow hint, a Nothing hint. There's a Seashell at Fisher, so that's good. A Seashell at Volcano 26. And looks like just useless hints for that. Ooh, March Cave Catfish Key is actually kind of interesting, because you do need one to get into that dungeon. That said, Volcano 28 does not sound like a particularly fun time as BB continues to aggressively dig. Hoping for those rupees to see if maybe they can get a shop item in the meantime.
Yeah, I was about to ask what BB was digging for. I wasn't sure if there was any specific item or if there was just money to be had, but like you mentioned, money.
Yeah, there's a very light chance for a single rupee.
Looks like TK's gonna go fishing.
Yep, it looks like a $50 injection, and we do know that there's a seashell here, so...
Alright, so Odron takes down Garland and grabs the AP items from the King and Sarah.
Which appear to be... Yep, it looks like a Nightmare Key from Turtle Rock, which is actually not a terrible one. And there's BB getting that $50 as well. Meanwhile, Garland getting bracked. Poor man.
Well, it's one of the good uses of that spell early on, so certainly it's a pretty good reason to pick it up. Especially, the runners had a decent offense with Fire 2, but Brack will typically work a lot better early on, certainly at least to take down the man himself.
Yeah. It's a first item, a deluxe 50 rupees for 200. Man, this economy's really going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Sounds like the two keys for money check that you would see in Rimmildar in Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Aw, man. I love me some Dragon Warrior 3. I really wish it was on that. Ooh, that is an Angler key coming from Crystal. That is interesting. Doesn't help too much right now, just because, well, stuck in Maeve. But that is an option with a good density of checks and not too horrible in terms of getting access to either.
So it sounds like like you said, kind of helping out with trying to get access to dungeons early on. Yeah, definitely useful to be able to try to dig all this out. Looks like Wild Ham is going to go after the pirates here, and we'll see what they end up providing. Fortunately, Fire 2 is a good enough sweeper spell to take out these pirates who have pretty clearly skipped leg day and arm day and upper body day and brain day and all the days.
That is a BB coming in from Sword on those pirates. That is big. That means going into the woods is now an option, as well as the trendy game.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, definitely opening up a lot of access here early on.
Yeah. That said, we are still waiting for Bracelet in terms of, like, proper world access. We have BB also grabbing the powder from the trendy game. Always a good thing to do. It's a semi-logical item to have, and is used for just a couple of checks. And we'll see what that AP item is in the middle. In the meantime, Karant, you know a lot more about spells. Tell me about them.
Which ones?
How are early spells looking? Are they at least decent?
Yeah, decent's a word I'd use for it. Yeah, them picking up Fire 3 here as a sweeper in level 2 Black Magic is certainly better than the Fire 2 they picked up in Canaria. Your big spells that you really would want to look for in terms of attack spells are going to be Fire 3, Ice 3, Lit 3 will do pretty good damage. Not super great, but they'll do pretty well generally for a good chunk of the game. Your big spells that you want to look for as far as a sweeper, though, is on the White Magic side is Fade. Black Magic is Nuke. Nuke, if you have a Red Mage, which I believe both of our FFR runners have a Red Mage, then if you get the choice of one of those two, you choose Nuke, because Nuke has a higher damage floor than Fade does, so just better overall damage. But either of those are really good sweeper spells. In the healing side, we saw a heal 3 out of Canaria level 1, so none of our players had a White Mage, and I'm not sure if heal 3 was in a Red Mage learnable spot, is, I guess, the issue. But if it was, then it would be a good pickup as far as healing went.
Mm-hmm. So we have Bracelet achieved on BB's side, having come from, Dwarf Cave. Always fun. And sending some EP items in return. We also had BB doing both thefts in the shop, which A, got some rupees, B, picked up, I believe it was a Pro Cape.
Yeah,
But
Pro Cape
also,
being good. I was gonna say Pro Cape being good equipment for good accessory for a mage, not anything world breaking, but still pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That is tail key for BB as well, grabbing it from the woods. And we're seeing some excellent clean overworld movement here. You can see that powder coming to use. And this mild deviation of path. So we have BB going woods, and TK at least grabbing this first check outside, which was a cabin.
And on the FFR side, we also have a divergence as Wildham goes ahead to raid Bahamut's hoard here. All the Bahamut treasures that are in the Cardia Isles are all lumped up in this one location. So that's why you're getting a whole bunch of AP items all at once, or mostly AP items. And Odron on the other end has gone into Elfland Town, and picked up Ice 3 and Warp from the Black Magic level 3 shop. I didn't really catch much of anything else, but did pick up level 3. And Wildham used a save and quit, or save scum there, to pick up all the items from Bahamut's Trove, and then just go straight back to Elfland. So is in that same location as Odron was just a minute ago, but picked up all those AP items to hand over to BB if any of them were indeed necessary.
As the main one that I caught in there was the hook shot, which is huge because it locks a lot of access on its own.
Yeah, very necessary.
And we'll also see if BB knows the appropriate tricks, can actually use that to get over some holes. We actually might see that right here with just the direction that they're going.
Alright, so let's see if there's anything. We've got Fade level 4 for White Magic, but it looks like it wasn't really learnable for the Red Mage, so unfortunately not a good pickup there. Level 4 Black Magic fizzled out, so sadly nothing else in the Magic department. But Odron making their way through the through the marsh cave, gone through the northern area of it first, and it's picking up everything there. The FFR runners are on the hunt for 32 shards, and the LADX runners are on the hunt for, I believe it's 20 seashells?
It is 20 to open the egg. The ocarina is not required, so the only thing that they need is 20 shells, a bow, and preferably a sword.
Yeah, which I believe they have a sword already.
They do. If they can level 2 one, it does make the fight easier, which can come into play sometimes.
Yeah.
And see, we have BB here doing what I was mentioning with the hookshot, which is basically using it to buffer over holes. There was a sign to the left that people probably would have noticed them basically hookshotting into and then just zipping across otherwise. And then now using it and pit buffering to just walk back from that area. So this was just getting 2 early checks, of which one was a seashell. We can also use that. Whoop.
I was going to say,
Carry
it's
on.
always impressive to see those sorts of tricks, especially in a game with which I'm not as familiar with LADX.
Oh yeah. Half of LADX when you're watching it just seems like magic. Just assume it works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we have, it looks like Wildham grabbing that canoe and getting another shard from BB.
So where on which end did that canoe come? Did it come from LA or from FFR?
Looking at it, it appears to be House Barrel in Martha's Bay, so it was underneath the pot, down on the beach.
Yeah. And that canoe is big in terms of opening up mobility here on the FFR side because we do not have an airship. There's no floater in this sea.
Yeah.
Therefore, if you want to get to the volcano and to Ice Cave and to Castle of Ordeals, you need a canoe.
Or rather, I will correct, that was hinted on Wildham's side, wanting to know where that canoe was.
Okay.
But that said, TK Ninja has already picked it up, having gone that slightly different pass.
Okay.
Yep, another shard as well. So, above everything, I'd say Odron and TK Ninja currently have a small lead, not a lot. It's very much just a routing change, but giving access to the canoe early where it doesn't look like BB's going there immediately. I think BB's going to be activating the portal here to be allowed to come back this way before bothering to head down.
Oh, Aldron just took a nasty death in Marsh Cave. Yeah, that's one of the big things with Marsh. Marsh and Ice Cave are particularly bad, although with all the AP item pickups, it doesn't really matter all that much anyway, because the items will stay there regardless of whether you're dead or not. But part of what makes Marsh Cave and Ice Cave so treacherous to travel is that there are so many different enemies you can find in both of those dungeons, and those enemies tend, at least in some combination, to have a variety of nasty spells. And that, unfortunately, is what Odron ran across while finishing up. But the good news was Odron was basically just a few steps away from the staircase, so it didn't really matter the way that things are set up in this AP format.
And there's an extra shard here on the beach as well, and this will be BB picking up that canoe from right here, the little abandoned house. Now, with the hookshot, my guess is their next play is going to be teleporting back? No. Interesting. I thought they would go for raft game with the hookshot. I think they're going to dip D1 instead, which is not the worst plan. Considering this collection of items, no boss shuffling or anything like that, that means it's pretty much fully available. We also have TK actually opening D4, where BB did not.
I'm guessing at this point the runners would have to do shenanigans to get into D4 if they so chose?
Yes. BB would have to use the hookshot for it. And since we haven't seen Odron going into Bahamut's cave at all, that means we don't know if they have it or not.
Well, Odron did just raid Bahamut's Trove.
Then they should have hookshot.
Yeah.
Yep. It looks like TK's making the play. Are they going for that hookshot pass? This could be interesting. say, grabbing the chime on BB's side from D1. And the Eagle's Tower key. I think we just have TK grabbing the first couple of checks rather than actually going there. Yeah, just a little bit of gold, and then returning home. Yep. So, I can say I'm not sure TK's done the force to get that tail key. Nope, they have it. They just haven't chosen to go that way yet. Interesting. We have BB taking on the Dream Shrine, something that I regret not doing in my race yesterday. It's fine, I didn't need the bombs.
Yeah, if y'all haven't watched yesterday's race yet, yeah, go back and watch it. Don't really want to spoil anything outside of what Maddie already spoiled for herself. But yeah, it's an interesting race. The bombs were a very fun part of it, shall we say.
Yes. We will say the thing, bombs are very high on the list of very good things in Link's Awakening. Feather is banned from hinting, bombs were not, solely because there's 3 bombs, and you're not guaranteed to get a hint for when you can actually get to. As the game lovely liked to point out to me.
So on the FFR side of things, we have ourselves another split. We have Odron here in the Earth Cave, and Wildham finds Astos lurking in Crescent Lake. So our roving castle master here has apparently decided to take a riverine vacation, but gets torn down by the power of Fire 3. So we see the API picked up there. Odron is picking up all the items here in the beginning of Earth Cave. Has not checked any of the spikes yet, I don't believe. May do that later, but no, it looks like it's, at least for now, going to go ahead and dig the rest of Earth Cave. I do not believe the FFR runners have a rod, so we can't journey into the rest of it, but still getting those treasures might very well prove to be important.
BB with a color dungeon dip that gets early boots. That's very big. That is another way to get over holds through bonking.
Yeah.
We also have TK having picked up that chime for Odron.
And Wildham has both the chime and cube on the FFR side, so can access Sky Palace and all that jazz if Wildham so wishes. I don't expect that's going to happen just yet, because our runners are not quite strong enough to handle that. But it's certainly, if you get a powerful enough attack going, you could conceivably dip over to the desert at the very least to start thinking about a grind.
BB taking a lot of advantage of the fact that the AP layout exists. There is a glitch within Link's Awakening DX that you can do. You can save and quit before a text box comes up to skip it entirely. Just opening the menu will skip it. You don't even need to actually finish it. And because of the AP client, you will be able to see what that item is anyways. There's literally no downside to doing it. That said, that Opal Shield might be nice for these fighters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, Opal Shield is useful for knights, and I don't remember if promotion is a thing in these seeds or not.
They are. They do still require the tail, though.
Okay. I was trying not to get my seed here mixed up with the SG Live seeds, in which, if I remember that one correctly, promotion is not a thing because there is no tail.
Yeah. Say Wild Hand grabbing the crown. And that is a seashell for an AP item, so that puts BB up to, I think, 3.
Now, the good news with the seashells is, well, really with both the seashells and the shards, is you can track them whenever the runners pull up their menus. On the LADX side, the number of seashells is on the, I want to say, the top right, basically, of the menu. And in FFR, the shards are on the top left. They are... given how fast our runners tend to menu through these, it's a little tougher, I think, to count up the number of shards, because you actually have to count them up.
Oh, yes.
But, yeah, you can still see them pretty well, generally, and get a good idea, or at least a decent one, about how each of the runners are doing on that front.
Oh, yes. That said, there was a stone beak down at the grave check which is very interesting to see TK skipping it. In normal LADX, I normally wouldn't care about such things, just because they're negligible at best. But with AP, because those hints can be basically either player's stuff, there is a huge amount of benefit to have if it's just a small bit of information. Like, because if you're passing them you're passing the owl statues in dungeons anyway half the time, and the amount of information you can get from that could be, in the case of something that happened with one of my races, learning that the canoe guy only had a heart piece for me. So I was just like, okay, cool. Dark Moon, ignore it. You don't need to go there.
Yeah, the old skipperoni.
Yeah.
And our restreamer ADR in chat pointing out that there are 6 shards per row for FFR, so that does enable a quicker count. If you are like me, however, you do not quite have the response time to be able to count it precisely that quickly, so it does help, but unfortunately, my old eyes, it doesn't help as much as you might hope.
I'm barely older than these games. I got these nice young eyes that can pull it off.
Oh, well, you young whippersnapper, you just enjoy those.
I will. Until they inevitably fail me. I already need glasses.
Yeah, just don't be in my boat and need have 4 retinal detachments. If you get there, you're in rough shape. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Just keep them eyes young. Keep them eyes young as long as possible.
I'll find a young person and steal theirs.
I'm not advocating that. We are not officially advocating this, anybody.
Nope, not officially, but unofficially.
I am not unofficially advocating this either.
I don't know. I think I might be advocating for it. Give me the cyberpunk future where we start doing shenanigans.
Well, you and Keanu Reeves can keep that to yourselves. I'll just sit back and watch this.
I mean, he's a really good guy, so you know what? I'm down for that.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, if you want to put your future hands in somebody's hands, then his are not bad to put them in.
Yeah. If the Earth Cave giving those bananas, it's going to give access to this bridge. I'm not sure if TK has medicine right now to get into the Canelet Castle, but we shall see. And there's a Color Dungeon Stone Beak. Kind of unfortunate to have already grabbed the major stuff from there, mainly being these boots. They were made for running.
Yeah.
Grabbing
wild. Oop. I was gonna say Wildham heading into the bottom here of the volcano. Unfortunately, finding no good trap tiles, but it's possible that the item that they get from the treasure chest may very well prove to be. Okay, never mind. It's a saber.
Womp womp.
Yeah. No dice.
It's not even the good saber.
No. It's not the one made of light. It's the made one of basically tree bark.
I mean, you know, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, it looks like Wildham is getting ready to go ahead and take on Carrie, which is doable at this level. It's going to be kind of tough.
I'm gonna say BB taking the above method in terms of getting access to there, and already at 7 seashells. That is a good number to see right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're a third of the way to your entry into the final battle, at least in terms of in terms of seashells already. Yeah, 20 minutes in, I think you feel pretty good about that.
Oh yeah. Looks like a key. 4-key cavern, a decent one, and heart piece at Marsh Cave 7. Unfortunately, I think our Final Fantasy runners have both pretty much cleared Marsh Cave.
Yeah.
That's it. Hopping into this animal village, cashing in as much as they can. I know for BB, at least there's the broom. The trade items are the hardest thing to track, because once they're gone, they're gone. And they also cycle in your inventory due to some changes.
Oh, boy.
Yep. And another seashell for BB. It's just a very clean reading. It looks like they have the honeycomb too. Gonna cash it in for this bear, who talks forever. TK. Oh, there's a boss on this screen.
What boss? Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I never saw.
Yeah. The And meanwhile, Odron took down the hidden King Astos fairly quickly. Looks like it's going to be burning off some encounters before doing some more traveling. And Wildham is still taking on this carry and is managing to hold his own against carry. Ice 3 is not quite enough to take carry down, but carry fortunately doesn't seem to be terribly punchy or potent today. So it's a little bit of a battle of attrition, but it looks like a battle that Wildham is going to be able to win, and we'll be able to pick up a couple of shards by defeating carry and getting that in and getting that taken care of.
Yeah. Lots of money to fly around. Pretty sure the exchange rate for rupees to gold is very bad this time of year.
Yeah.
Getting those portals going. TK gonna get that seashell from the bear. Oh, no, sorry, that shard from the bear. My bad.
Yeah. That's alright. I mean, it was a collectible, just wrong one.
Yeah, it's one of 52 MacGuffins.
Yeah.
All of the MacGuffins for this week. BB finally opening up D4. My guess is they have the full intent to go that way now.
As Wildham is leaving the volcano, Odron is going in. Oh god, Caribs with Blizzard is not what you want to see on this river system. Ugh.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because
both of our LADX runners about to do this raft game. My favorite.
Oh, hey, there you go. Synchronicity.
Yes. Carry on, though. We got volcanoes.
Yeah, we have twin volcanoes and twin rafts.
Yep.
Well, sort of.
There's the IP item, another seashell. And it looks like the loot is being hinted already. And it's in Corneria 5. That is a key check, if I recall correctly.
Yes. Yeah, that would be in one of the Canaria doors that are locked with the key. It looks like TK is taking the raft all the way through, probably going to do Armos Maze, where BB is foregoing that long check in exchange for going into D4 without Feather, which is always an interesting choice, but there are 2 checks you can get immediately, 4 if you have Shield, which our runners do not have at the moment, but, never hurts. On the FFR side, pretty much what we're looking at is one player retreading what the other has done, as Wildham is picking up magic and items here in, I want to say Hawksness, DWR, Lord, in Melmond, and Odron is heading through the volcano that Wildham just emptied. So pretty much we're just going to see our FFR runners redressing the same step as the other one did just a few minutes prior.
Yeah. Grabbing of things. Let's see what these Armos Maze items are. I'm gonna say no Papal Pineapple, but we are gonna stop in the cave. Just a compass. Ooh, they're making already not looking great as a route here.
One little difference I'll point out on the FFR side, Wildham is going through Earth Cave right now, and something that Odron did not, and that is check the trap tiles here in the Hall of Giants. Wildham finds a blue dragon here, which is not the easiest trap tile that you want to see necessarily, but it's still feasibly takeable, and it's going to bring some... I figure probably Wildham will stick on this, at least I would say, after recovering some magic, probably is... Okay, it's not going to go back, but still, good little bit of experience to have there, and that knowledge will help out in terms of trying to find possibilities later on.
Oh, yes. I'm going to say, lol Zol, we got a nice Ghoul Storm. And, oh, that's never fun. Mid-fight getting messages, especially when not doing this with boots. TK, have you not learned the boots methods?
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that is bombs, though. That is a huge benefit from this dip now. Because this also means TK can do a little bit more in D4 if they know the routes.
You might say that was an explosive discovery.
We're all about puns here. If you don't like them, leave.
Make
not
like a tree
changing.
and leave.
Say BB redipping D1, taking advantage of the couple of keys that they found. Resetting this room rather than trying to wait out the timer. That is an interesting choice. Ooh. I feel like BB does not have the best luck with 3 of a kinds. Granted, everyone hates 3 of a kind, so.
Oh.
There we go, just manually roughing it out. And only a soft. Shame. We're going to see, I'm guessing, though, hip buffer choice, as opposed to the boots bonk choice. Not wrong by any means. TK, though, going to take advantage of these bombs and check out the Animal Village cave, and the check down in here as well. The question is, are they doing both or just the one? Gonna take advantage here. 8-hole shells. And that is a nightmare key. Not bad, and it's for anglers. Oh man, that angler's dip is looking ever so much nicer.
Yeah, because you've got you have the access key and the nightmare key now, correct?
Oh yeah, same with D1s. We have BB here, finishing off D1. Oh, and we're falling in the hole. Moldorm, the bully.
Oh no!
He's a bully.
How dare!
Yeah, we don't condone bullying on these streams. That Moldorm must be banned. Oh no, Zol's in the boss room. That means the door's not opening after this Moldorm defeat. Oh no!
Oh,
No! In the drink again. Because TK doing really terrible things in this cave. Now they have hookshot, so I don't know why they're not taking advantage of it and doing these corner walks instead. Like TK, you have a hookshot. You have it. I've seen it. Now I just gotta show off with the corner walks. And we'll be seeing a bomb trigger here, likely to grab this item. Is they lining up? Oh, it's a beak. Alright. Out he goes. That is a bunch of gold for beating D1, but a nice seashell reward from Wildham.
Wildham had gone up to the Northwest Castle where Astos was supposed to be. Only found a little bit of gold for his trouble, so now is heading into Castle Ordeals to see what items await and see how kind the Pillar Maze can be today. Although, given that our runners have warp, it's not going to be too big of a deal, fortunately.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, considering the pattern of things, we'll put that instrument on. Just say D1's been beat. That's it. In Seashell Hunt, the instruments are just replaced with any item, but it also adds 8 more shells into the rotation, which means that instead of it being 20 of 24 you need to find, it is 20 of 32-ish, which is very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering how many checks are in everything. Is like getting that AP item, another shard. So these bombs might make a lot of difference here, because BB's only now going to that Armos maze. Bombs always the deciding factor.
Oh, Odron finding an eye tile in the bottom of Ice Cave, but the wrong guy. The bad eye.
Bad eye?
Yeah, the retinally detached eye.
Have all the vision jokes.
Hey, if I've gone through all these surgeries, by golly, I'm going to get something good out of them.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Exactly.
Ooh, that is Bird Key. That is an interesting thing. With everything they have, they can go there, and if they know Featherless route, they should be able to pull it off. And that is
Is
just
it,
like a full clear of nonsense.
I was gonna say this is Eagles Tower you're talking about.
Yes,
Okay.
but
I
the
figured
key
when
is
you
called just Bird Key.
Yeah, I figured when you said bird key, that's what you meant. Just wanting to clarify.
Yeah. We have to tell the old person the real names, because much like me, they don't know acronyms.
Oh, oh, and it turns out both eyes are at the bottom of Ice Cave. This
Ooh.
eye is much better, and I expect Odron to stick around here for a wee little bit.
Because I know they have lock picking on, yes, so this eye tile could also allow them to skip out on needing key.
That's correct. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, if they get up to, I believe, level 23.
That was 16. Or was the one was late lock picking, but that could have been a malice from the last race I was in.
Yeah, that the late lock picking was definitely a malice.
Yeah. Was it 16 or is it 23? Dang, now I don't know. I mean, I never knew, but I like to pretend that I know sometimes.
Yeah, well, we have competing grinds here actually on screen because Eldron found the eye tile at the bottom of ice, and Wildham found the Agama at the top of Castle Ordeals. Neither of those are a bad choice.
I've heard the eye's the best, though.
Yes, especially if you turn on alternate trap tiles and you get 3 of them, then you're partying like crazy.
Oh, yeah. BB finally getting those bombs, so we get to play some bomb check catch up. That said, TK, I'm proud of you. And that is face key as well coming from Odron's side. This ice cave dip seems to be just absolutely loaded. Because it looks like herb as well from the ice cave. Dang.
Yeah. No
And everyone says ice cave's bad. Feh.
Oh, it is though. It is rough. It's just valuable this time.
Yeah. You see, with all those dungeon keys and the items that they have, level 2 bracelet's kind of necessary if you're going to go through D6, but as I proved the other day, you can get in there without flippers, though Feather or Rooster are going to be necessary. That's it, TK not going to D7, instead looking to go to D2. I'm guessing going to Pits Bonk through some of it? Take advantage of some of these early keys they found? Oh, hasn't visited at all. That explains it. Oop, and it does appear BB did get that Rooster as mentioned, so the immediate use of those bombs is going to be huge. That said, I'm curious where they went. I was paying attention to other things. So I sent the adamant from the cave there.
Odron turns in the herb that was attained, and Wildham is grinding up this thief with the Agama tile, so I think is going for the lockpick.
I do not blame them. If you can cut the key out of your necessary stuff, then that is huge, especially with these kinds of settings where neither player really needs any one specific thing for the most part. You can just get away with a handful of nonsense and go. No. Another seashell for TK. The other bit, with the Rooster available on the BB's half, that does mean there's a lot of overworld holes and such that just became very open. So any of these overworld checks that, seek to be done, just do them and take advantage of the fact that your FFR player needs some grind time. TK taking advantage of some of these earlier checks that BB pulled off with the hole skipping, looking to, I'm guessing, get rid of that Moblin and then try a Boots Bonk, or else a damage boost. Seems to be a damage boost attempt with the bottom Moblin there. So the goal here, for the uninitiated and for me who hates it, you want the Moblin to be looking up and to shoot you as you are moving while clipped in, because it can push you over the hole. Now granted, it is very risky, and again, with the other things available, I don't know why TK's not just using hookshot. I must teach this boy. The teacher in me insists.
Yeah, I understand. I'm a teacher myself, so yeah.
I'm just a tutor. Looks like BB's gonna take that route to D7 if I had to guess. Taking advantage of this rooster. Ah, that would be why TK did not go up top. Still need a way to get over the water, which the rooster is the first option for that. And the fast flying, always funny.
On the FFR side of things, Odron is now heading through Castle Ordeals, basically just where Wildham was. And Wildham dipping over to Onrak primarily to go ahead and revive their party members. Probably go ahead and also check out Magic while they're here. And let's see if level 7 has anything good. No, at least not on Black Magic.
5 chest bombs. Ah, that just feels good. You get the full refill. Oh. Satisfaction. And another shard. There's that flying rooster coming in from the Ordeals Tower, which means TK is very much going straight to D7, it looks like. Ooh, BB not going D7 first. Insisting on a couple of other checks. Not the worst plan. I would be the type to generally try to get these on the way back, because you'd have everything for doing D7. But that's a personal taste from me. Also, BB not picking the item, just going straight for it. It is an AP item of some kind. You saw that delay there of potentially going there. Ooh, Power Bonk. Granted, spells are randomized, so sad face.
Yeah. Well, Wildham actually was using that to benefit because whenever Wildham was doing that Agma grind a little bit earlier, was using a Lit 3 item, Lit 3 weapon to be able to take down those Agamas without having to worry about the fact that the thief can't really hit anything particularly.
It looks like BB is choosing to go for a Turtle Rock go first over D7. Interesting choice. We'll see if it pays off, Cotton.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't throw anything.
Oh, BB doesn't have the bird key yet because Wildham still hasn't done Ice Cave.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So another big deviation, and once again, I'd just say that Team's Two Swords Drawn just has that bit of a lead right now, just in terms of raw accessibility to things within LADX.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the rate of Ice Cave is really what's making the difference here. I think Wildham is concentrating, it looks like primarily on trying to get some levels for the Fighter and Thief, which is understandable. They're your big hitters for this seed. But we also know through what we've seen on the other side that Ice Cave exploration is big here.
TK going to take advantage of this bomb refill room, but taking the very wise choice of instead of grabbing that first chest, just grabbing or actually trying to do the full method and get them all, because there is a chance that this room can end up having seashells in it. It is a very slim chance, but it can happen, and if it does, seashell mode is just over.
Yeah.
5 free shells in one location, it's just, yep, that's a wrap, let's go.
Oh, yeah. Just go straight for, well, at least find your weapon of choice and then go straight for the egg.
Because that thief grind is making more sense because it's either loot or tail. Or no, tail was found, I think.
Yeah.
But that loot is behind a key check.
Yep.
So you can save an extra check just by having it. TK up to the halfway point on those seashells. And looking to do the rooster method of this, are they going to get locked in the jail? Yep, they have been jailed for their crimes. Oh, they're gonna do it again, even though they're gonna die! Oh, nope, they made it! I didn't know you could pause buffer that. Is it a wild ham looking for the Tyrannosaurus steaks?
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely going for a diet of steak and wings here to, I suspect, probably get the fighter up to par and then just get the rest of those key levels on the thief. It seems to be done, and we get another high five between the runners as Wild Hand leaves the desert. Odron arrives.
Getting a shard from this turtle rock dip. That said, without Feather, this is going to be a very rough dungeon to be in. There are some hell logic things you can do to get through this area with boots, but they are not pleasant. And we're going to see the first of these D7 checks. Just some money. Sad face. 1E, all you need, though. And if I do recall correctly, they did get that Eagles Tower Nightmare Key. That very useless Eagles Tower Nightmare Key. Ooh, TK with a strat I've never seen before, making the rocks stop? Interesting.
Looks like we're learning a few things here today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the replay and see what they did there. Is they tossing the ball over, taking advantage of those featherless strats. The interesting fact is that the feather can technically be in either of these dungeons based on where the rooster was located. That said, Fire being a bully as usual, because he's very, very glitched in Link's Awakening Randomizer. Ooh, there's the pineapple for good old Papal. Same boy, rude. I say we didn't have any rules about emulators, so as long as it's worked. BB, I'm guessing going for a hint right now. Seems to have just taken advantage of the full reset to undo all of that turtle rock and just get out of that area rather than jumping down. But what did they hint for? That's the big question. Headed back to D1. No, down to the beach? Probably dog food check? Or gift guy? Yeah, I'm guessing gift guy. Yep, didn't do gift guy yet. Meanwhile, TK blazing through this D7. Another seashell for the pile. Gonna say, we might see this ice cave dip being a very massive aspect of this run.
Yeah, it certainly does look like it because Wildham and Odron are both in the tower right now, heading up towards Sky Palace. But of course, Odron has already gone through Ice Cave and gotten all the things out of it, and Wildham has yet to. So I'm thinking Wildham is here in Mirage Tower as trying to find the items to help BB progress, of course. And I think they might be having a conversation to let things catch up on the tracker to see where they need to go. I think Wildham is investing in the idea that there will be something in Mirage or Sky that will open things up for BB. And it's understandable because there's a lot of checks in Mirage and Sky Tower. But we know that some of those checks are very much in Ice Cave instead.
Very much so. The other bit with Sky versus Ice Cave, from my understanding, is at least at the end of Sky, you can go fight Tiamat and get yourself some extra shards for the FFR player, where Ice Cave is just checks.
Correct, yes, yeah. And after beating Tiamat, you get 4 shards instead of the 2 that you would get fighting Lich and Carry. So, yeah, so that's an added motivation to it. So it's definitely an understandable move from Wildham's perspective. It's just us being up here in the booth, we can see both runners or both teams' streams. We know how the ice check profits this team, and so yeah, it's just us being.
Oh,
Really not gonna
we
say
we we have
omniscient.
that fourth wall power, like knowing where bombs are as,
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
certain person struggles.
Yes, a certain person who still did very well regardless. So hush.
Yeah. I gotta razz myself for those bombs though. That said, progressive power bracelet in this sky tower, which is the
Ooh.
missing piece to going into D6 for TK Ninja, which means that there are both sides of the puzzle of getting in there up here. That said, I missed exactly which check it was. It looked like it was a yellow floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it would have been myself.
Apparently Mirage Tower 14, so not in Sky Palace, which means that Otron may have skipped by it, or I have paid no attention.
14 sounds like that would be in the greater than less than room.
Yeah, it does look, just catching TK's inventory, that he does have it as well, which means after this D7 dip, we could see them going right to D6. We have BB doing a lovely trick to get into D5 without flippers, because who needs that?
Nah, flippers, phooey. That's just for scrubs like me.
Yeah, I know. When you could just fall, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, didn't somebody do that yesterday?
I don't know. I don't know. I missed it. I wasn't able to watch. I was busy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can understand that.
But the TK struggling a bit with the ball strats. There we go. He's figured out the route. Grabbing an item first, though. And I don't blame him at all. Getting D7's checks out of the way is always a very good thing, just because it is the most out-of-the-way dungeon. At least Turtle Rock has a teleporter you can go to. D7 is a horrible climb if you ever have to do it twice.
Oh, yeah. For what little I remember of playing Link's Awakening, yeah, you don't want to go into there more than once.
Ooh. Opening the pathway through the middle. Interesting choice. You can't rooster in here, TK. You will have to go through the other room. No, through the other room. It's not that bad. You can do it. Oh, is he trying to boots hop? Oh, meanwhile, a handful of seashells just cashed in from these island checks. Or, sky checks. The place with the stuff.
Yes. I mean, it is an island above.
I get the feeling TK doesn't know. I mean, trying to bomb trigger this isn't the worst idea, but I mean, it's a pretty bad idea because the second room's been loaded, which means I think there's already a Zol in the spot he's trying to go for. He's also not quite doing it entirely right as a horizontal transition. So it appears he does not entirely know the featherless D7 routes. There's a hearts galore. Lovely Sky Palace. Ooh, I like that Naga sprite.
Yeah. Definitely very menacing.
Oh, yes. It's got that classic Naga look. I was in my Pathfinder table. We recently fought some Nagas, so got the traditional art versus the more snake body upper human instead of just the face. That said, we have not seen Feather from any of our runners. Wonder where it's hiding. They're not allowed to hint for it, for good reason. TK, you can't go back that way. My boy. My boy. That said, the Tia fight's going to put our Final Fantasy runners in a very good position in terms of their total shard counts.
Yeah, both of them are going to be in the 20s after this.
Yeah.
Odron made a nearly flawless run through the Bridge of Destiny and now takes on Tiamat, and Wildham is making their way up that direction as well. I think is it on the Sky 3 floor, so it's going to grab all these treasure chests and then head through the floor up to the Bridge of Destiny, which we sometimes turn into a base. You can actually do that in the flags. That is interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. When you just
Sleepy Tia?
What's that?
I just saw Sleep Tia.
Oh. Well, yeah, Odron took Tia down real quick, so I suspect there was some Brack in the equation there.
I saw some Brack attempts, and then I saw the thief get put to sleep, so I'm guessing it had to have been a Brack.
Yeah, it was too quick otherwise.
Oh man,
we level 7 in Black Magic.
I mean, it's better to have Temper than not, even if it's level 7. It's gonna help with the Chaos fight.
Yeah, it certainly will, yes.
I'm gonna have to scold TK on this D7 routing later.
Uh-oh.
Oh my. He knows he can sideways block push, but not that he could sideways block push to just walk through, and it's just like, no! You've thrown the ball here, why?
And then fast at level 8.
Yeah. Oh, that means promotion necessary.
Yep.
Granted,
we've seen Wildhand promote, but we have not seen Odron, because Odron does not have the tail.
If TK does what I think he might do, I'm gonna be sad. Okay, good, he knows. If you save and quit in that room without transitioning from that 4th pillar after the cutscene, the game does not register that you finished the pillars, and so just puts it back up. It's fine. They have a really hasty construction group. It's a BB finding that beak in that bomb cave. This ice cave check is really making all of the difference here. Like, it's huge with BB basically running on empty in terms of, like, available checks.
Yeah. So, Odron about to head into the Sea Shrine to probably pillage its depths and then go after Kraken. And Wildham is about to take on Tiamat here, and we'll see if we get the same Brack strats. Well, we're not going to, because the Black Mage is not up on Wildham's side. Looks like Wildham is just going to depend on pure power to take out this Tia, which is possible. It's just kind of a little bit tougher. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Thief is out front to basically just swing as much as they can and take the hits, and you've got that fighter sabering up, so you can get as many casts of Saber, which is basically Tippers in one fell swoop. You can get as many of those up as you like, so pretty much Wildham is building up this fighter to become a black belt in spirit and just beat the living daylights out of Tia. Well, I was gonna say one shot, but it looks like it's gonna take at least a couple.
And meanwhile, TK's got real fake floors, the best glitch. It requires pixie dust and wishes to pull off. Oh, it's such a weird one. I imagine Sonny explained it a little bit yesterday.
Explain. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Odron's screen. Explain you said real fake floors?
Real fake floors is how I refer to it. But the boss fight with Evil Eagle in D7, the floor selectively decides that it exists or not. And it's an interesting time. If it doesn't exist, it means you can hit the boss off screen. So if you've got hook shot or magic rod, you can just keep hitting him repeatedly. And he's got a damage animation that forces him to fly up, so he just stays off screen and dies. You hit him once and it's good.
I do not believe we saw that, or I do not believe that was explained yesterday, so thank you.
Yep. But it's basically based on which rooms were loaded, and TK not forgetting that deck, I was going to have to, like, murder him if he did.
Uh-oh.
There was this one last check in D7 that he forewent in exchange for going towards the boss, and I'm like, not a bad play, but also maybe consider this, because if you have to come back, Also, looks like the key was in Sea Shrine, not that our runners have much need for it anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wildhand using that lock-picking thief to just go ahead and pillage everything.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing, thief stuff? I've chosen Rogue level 1.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just, picking my locks.
I mean, at least they don't need thieves' tools. I say begrudgingly that I've started playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I need them every time I unlock something. It's so bad.
I'll get that game eventually.
It's really good.
Mostly once I get money.
Unforgiving, but good. Like, it definitely, people have asked whether you need to play the first 2, and they are very difficult games. Number 3 didn't forego the difficulty. BB handed in that pineapple and getting a ribbon. Is it? Yep, it's a good ribbon instead of the mediocre ribbon.
Oh yeah, well, any ribbon's a good ribbon, but a +4 ribbon is a very, very good ribbon.
That's almost an opal helm.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know. Helmets are bad.
I wouldn't say bad. They're just, maybe not ideal. You'd prefer hats that can protect you from all the nasty statuses instead of hats that don't protect you from all the nasty statuses.
This is true. Looks like TK is going to also do the D8 dip. It's not going to be pleasant, but... Ooh. And BB doing Villa Skip, which is something I thankfully got to avoid doing. That's
so
it.
Both...
Sad face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, both of our runners on the FFR side are high-fiving yet again, this time almost nearly an exact lockstep in the Sea Shrine, with the exception of Odron's already done Mermaid side, and so already has all the treasures out of that. It looks like both of them are going down Kraken side, but Wildham will, if Wildham wants to completely loot it, which probably will, Wildham will have to go back and do the Mermaid side afterward, whereas Odron will have everything just gone ahead and cleaned out.
And we've got Villa Skip leading to a Mage Rod. That's the stick one. And a hint for the Nightmare key for Color Dungeon. Not the most valuable one. Actually, it is 2 checks. Technically the best one. In these particular flag sets. Well, except, yeah. Basically the same amount. We debate. TK doing a teleport. I'm guessing we're going to see TK dip D6 now? That would be my guess. As once again, as you said, our FFR runners high-fiving and Odron being like, hey, did you get that loaded ice cave? And Wildham like, is that was a loaded ice cave?
What is Ice Cave?
Let's go say Ice Cave.
Yeah.
Gonna say TK, a runner after my own heart, ignoring every hint. I'm gonna start getting better just because I know that that I need the help in AP. Cashing in a Yoshi doll here. For the slime key, that is all of the dungeon keys available on TK's side. That said, getting into D3 is going to be a challenge. And writes letter, cashing in for a compass. Unfortunate. I was gonna say, I'm eager to hear what our runners have to say about the fact that that ice cave was very loaded.
Yeah, I get the feeling that, well, whenever we do get to post-race interviews and such, I kind of get the feeling that Wildham, whenever they do discover the ice cave and all of its relative treasures, it's probably not gonna be very friendly things spoken in their mutual chat, I would expect.
Taking advantage of that rooster to get into D3 because I forgot it existed, and TK just gonna basically go sweep another dungeon.
And speaking of speaking of sweeping, Odron just first turn bracked Kraken.
I mean, you got to bracken the Kraken.
Yeah. Well, bracken both the Kraken and the Tia, so doing very well with the brack luck in this suit.
That means that we definitely have basically Odron in shooting distance of just going in and fighting chaos. They know where that loot is. And another seashell for TK. Next time I get a pause, I'll check them both. Oh, TK. TK, why?
And Wildham also getting first turn brack on Kraken.
As you do.
Poor Kraken.
It's fine. We'll see him in Kraken 2, and he'll be just as much of a bully.
Yep.
I say BB doing some D2 bonks in here because of the lack of feather. Might be relying a bit on Wildham just getting the shards and finishing to get feather, where TK has quite the head start right now in terms of just all the other stuff. Which, you know what? Could still be the play. If there are enough seashells in the Final Fantasy seed, it could still send BB to go and fight the boss. Ooh. Guessing TK's doing... Yep, it looks like the bow is the hint of choice. And hint for Boomerang looks like it failed through. My guess, not enough points. That said, this is a lot of keys used here, TK. You sure about that? You gonna save and quit some of this stuff? No? Okay. That's a shield. That's only a couple of checks. It is otherwise a piece of wood. Is that key AP item? Oh, there is the feather. Deep in dwarves.
Yeah, so that key or a key lock or a lock-picking thief is definitely nice to see to try to improve that mobility. Like you mentioned, it's a big deal in LADX to have that feather. So,
oh, yes.
So that means that we've got basically even greater sort of mobility advantage for Odron and TK, which, to be fair, on this one, this is not really too big a difference in terms of the ice cave per se, because Wildham could go ahead and get this too, but it's just that Odron has had the chance to get it sooner.
Oh yes, all about the routing.
Yeah. So I'm seeing a pause on Odron on screen. I'm not sure, is that letting things catch up, or what is the reasoning behind that pause? Is it just strategizing, or
it could be something going on with the stream.
Okay.
If I had to guess. That, or like going for a hint. Oh, maybe. TK's got all 20 shells.
Oh!
So, grabbing this Boomerang for a hint, and then my guess is Odron's just going to be going straight for the end after this.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. I was gonna say, my boys have done it. They grow up so fast. Alright. Not a lot of nice white mage spells, but I think they should be fine. They got some pretty good beat sticks, and I did a katana pick up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that katana came out of dwarves as well.
The seashell for BB. Odron hasn't promoted, that is true. Now, granted, we know the tail is in the LADX feed somewhere, if I recall correctly. Which means beating this will give the option to promote at least. I think. And say it with me, everyone. Left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up.
Left,
All
left,
right.
up, right, right, up, left, up. I didn't say it with you, but
Yep. TK not going for the skip at all, just going straight to. That's not good. That's not good at all.
I didn't think that pit swallowed the stream whole. That's not supposed to happen.
You can't throw the recording in the hole.
No.
Oh, I wonder. No, they wouldn't have accidentally, perhaps, dumped the footage and invalidated the race, did they? That would be really bad.
Yeah,
we have BB up to 20 shells. I don't see the dump happening on that end yet.
Yeah, it's kind of impossible to say. Certainly on any access that I have, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So our restreamer ADR mentioning that it looks like the Twitch stream has ended on TK's side. So
yeah, I'm asking about it now.
Yeah. So these runners, for anybody who's not familiar, these runners are on a 10-minute stream delay. So whenever you finish up a broadcast with a stream delay, you have options when you turn off OBS or whatever your streaming software of choice is. You can end the stream, or you can end the stream and discard the delay. If you end the stream normally, then the stream keeps going for that 10 minutes for the delay to catch up to live broadcast. If you go ahead and discard the delay, it immediately quits the stream, and wherever you were, minus 10 minutes, is where the stream ends. And of course, with TK, it ended right as they were getting into the final fights. So that's... if that is indeed what happened, that is particularly unfortunate.
Yeah, it looks like they're using Twitch Studio, so I can't attest to how that one works for anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Because if there's a local save, maybe we can get away with it, but if not, that is a very unfortunate disqualification, especially with how much of a lead they had.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll be able to get some sort of resolution for it, figure it out either on the admin side of things, or get some clarification from TK just to see exactly what happened.
I'm seeing the dump happen in the thing there, so TK did finish, and that's a done from the Guerriers. So that's odd.
And that's a war mech on Odron's screen. Oh my goodness. Hello, Robot Chicken.
Yep. Is it going for the war mech fight? An interesting choice.
Yeah, I guess getting probably I would expect a little bit of security experience.
It's grabbing the Masamune from my understanding.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you have to beat the war mech to get Masamune. Maybe getting the quick kill here on phase 1. And do they know Aghanim Manip? It looks like a maybe. We'll see. So Aghanim Manip is an interesting thing. If you get the bomb trigger for the first phase of the fight, you'll notice that the blob basically gets stuck in the upper wall and messed up. So if you get that, that turns off the music, and the RNG for LADX basically goes on every major sound. So sword swings and the music in particular very much affect the RNG. And through speed running, which BB and I are both speedrunners of the no whoop category, you can, by turning the music off, we have found out the pattern through which to stand in the right position to manipulate Aghanim to only throw deflectable hits. But it's pixel dependent on his pattern, and you have to get the music turned off, otherwise you can't do it. Complicated, yes. That is the equivalent of getting the quick kill on Moldorm as well. BB just rocking this fight beyond some lack of Aghanim manip, which is after my own heart. Quick kill on that, grabbing there. As Odron takes on this Lich. Getting a last minute ribbon. And going for the boomerang easy kill. So this will be both of our LADX runners over the line. That is BB over the line. But they are not declared winners until the end. And with the pre-promotion and everything, it looks like Wildham's going to have a little bit of an advantage going in there.
Yeah, because at this point, really, both of our runners are, both the FFR runners are at the same point. They're both going into Temple Fiends Revisited, both fighting against the Fiends to try, obviously, to get to Chaos, and an unfortunate crack on Odron's end took out the Black Mage. Odron was having none of that. Did not, I think, just has the ribbon on that Thief. Okay, yeah, doing some rearranging, trying to get everything ready. Of course, knowing about that crack makes a pretty big difference as far as being aware of it. Lich 2, yeah, refusing to be a speed bump this time, as per, normally Lich 2 is just kind of, oh, whoops, wait, there was a Fiend? But
Lich,
no.
this was in your job description, come on.
Yeah, Lich is trying for a promotion here, is trying to go from speed bump to guardrail.
I mean, as you do.
Yeah,
of course. You can't become a hill until, at least level 5.
Yeah. Alright, so both of our FFR runners here on the Lich 2 fight, and Odron takes down Lich 2, is going to go ahead and move on, and Wildham takes them down as well, so we have quite a race, y'all. Because this race does not end until both runners cross the finish line, and so when we have our FFR runners on the same boss at the same time in the same dungeon for the same stakes, yeah, this is about as close as it gets.
Yes. Again, my boy's doing me proud. Give him a little clap.
Oh, Wildham takes down Carry 2 first, so...
Oh my.
This, what we had thought of, well, I mean, it's still very close because both sides are having to heal, but it's teetering back and forth. This is very much sort of a seesaw affair on both sides of the FFR race. We'll see what Kraken 2 has in store. Both runners trying to brack, both of them failing at this point. But if the brack strats work out, that could swing things in one runner's direction or another. I figure both runners will probably at least try the brack strategy a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, Wildham trying to kind of figure out what to do here. Just going ahead and continuing to hit. That Swirl's doing some mean things on really kind of both sides, but more Odron's side, I think. Tries that brack again. Tornado for for Kraken as well. This Kraken 2 is nasty and just kicked Odron out of the castle. So, these Fiends are not hesitating at all today. They are really making the difference here. Wildham going to heal pot strats to try to keep this Kraken at bay.
I told you he's gonna be a meanie pants in round 2. I told you.
Yeah, I guess Kraken 1 whispered in Kraken 2's ear about how badly they got bracked, so Kraken 2 felt that, vengeance was necessary.
Odron going for that promotion really late.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're seeing the difference it's making.
Yep. Yeah, because now you've got Wildham with that extra power is pushing through these fiends. Granted, hasn't pushed through all of them yet, of course, still has Tia 2 to go through. But if Wildham is able to push through Tia 2 and go into this Chaos fight, then Wildham will be at a decided advantage in this. Probably, I would wager a few minutes at this point is how this advantage has swung.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate just because of, the bit there. Odron does have the levels to make up a difference. Now, obviously, we don't have the spells that come with those, but just the raw stat power might make a difference.
It could, certainly. I think, to some degree, Wildham, the initial Thief grind and then the Thief Fighter grind might be making a little bit of a difference here as well. Just trying to kind of mitigate some of that strength difference. So Tia 2 getting smacked around a little bit. Looks like not doing anything particularly nasty at the moment. Yeah, Ink is nothing to worry about at all. With a big hit, though, from that Thief, Tia 2 goes down, and now Wildham is on the way to Chaos. Gonna go ahead and heal up with all the heal pots that are left, and then just go ahead and confront the man of destiny here, the man of time travel and big beefy wings and big beefy horns and everything else. So it's gonna come down to it still. Obviously now Wildham has the advantage with Odron having failed that dive, but the Chaos fight is definitely not a sinecure. It's gonna take some doing, certainly, and it looks like the strategy here from Wildham is Wildham's going to focus on trying to keep that Thief alive, where the Thief is doing a bunch of Saber buffing to get that strength up, and is going to basically just try to kind of smack Chaos into submission, which is, given the equipment, is definitely understandable. Meanwhile, Odron is back here on Lich 2, definitely has some ground to make up. It's possible, certainly, if Wildham gets tossed out of the castle by this Chaos fight, then this advantage swings right back to Odron. But the buffs, the Saber buffs, have at least done a little bit for the Thief. I kind of figure Wildham's probably going to do more Saber buffing, because that hit was not terribly good. No crits, I think, was the biggest issue with that one. That's a bit better on the Thief, yeah, that second time.
Second time's the charm.
Yeah. Hopefully, third time I think was a better charm for Wildham. So the damage is starting to come in a little bit more. No crits on that one, so not the best for that Thief that time. But it's all really kind of depending on being able to get those critical hits in. That's where a lot of your damage is going to come from. Nuclear! Taking out the mage, almost taking out the fighter. So now, speaking of man mode, yeah, it's definitely man mode now.
Go, Thief! We believe in you!
And now, very much on the heal pot strat, so the fighter goes down, and now it's just the Thief and Chaos. If Chaos has got another big spell, it's over. But if the Thief is able to get in some big hits, Bane misses, that's good news. The hits just keep coming in, so basically it's hold A and pray at this point, and we shall see if the prayers are successful. Fortunately, Chaos is being punchy and missy, so that
and there it is. Oh
there
my!
There you go.
112.17. It looks like I've lost the race room for the official time.
Oh yeah, it looks like the official time's kind of more in the 120s category, 122 or so.
Yep.
So, but we will see officially from our restreamer. ADR is going to educate us on that score, and it looks like we have our victorious runners, BB and Wildham. GG's.
Bienvenue et bonjour.
Hello, merci, thank you.
De rien. I try.
All right, you silly polyglottists.
So, how much did you pay attention to the dump at the end of the LADX stream or the LADX run?
Yeah, we checked this a bit, and there was a lot of things in there. Apparently, Ice Cave was loaded.
Yes, I would actually say the Two Swords run was very ahead on an ice cave bit. It was just a very unfortunate death from Odron that let you two take the victory. So you guys have to keep on your toes for this one.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
So as Odron goes into that chaos fight.
Yeah, it looks like Odron's ninja is using that roost stick. That might have been. Oh, so Wildham, were you using any sort of roost stick on the chaos fight? I did miss if you were.
Yeah, I did get it on the ninja.
Okay, okay.
It's a ninja.
Yeah.
I just did one cast, and
Okay. Yeah, from those punches and misses that I was seeing toward the end, I kind of figured you had, but I just didn't see it for certain, so.
Meanwhile, BB, your movement is magnifique, as they would say. I know I'm gonna have to watch out for that if we do get into racing. You have a lot cleaner movement than I do.
I do my best. Sorry, I have some difficulty in English. Just practicing talking with Willy Dam. Stay pause for my glitch. Then the comprehension of the game, the logic.
Oh, vous êtes très bien. Notre team, notre temps, le temps between toi et moi sur nos woob, c'est seulement 30 secondes. D'accord, vous êtes très bon. Très bon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope I didn't butcher that too badly. And that is a finish for Odron as well. Only 3 minutes behind.
Yeah, so definitely GG's to Odron as well. And yeah, very, very close race. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier, basically, pretty much what swung the difference completely was the chaos, or going into chaos in Temple Thanes. Odron was there first, but unfortunately just got pushed out by the Thanes, and Wildham, you had already promoted, and so you had better equipment on your party, and so you were able to push through, whereas Odron got pushed out, had to go promote, and then came back.
So yeah, I thought the tail was. I got the tail quite early, so did they got it later or?
Yeah, they ended up not getting it until after TK dumped the seed with the finish.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it was, and Odron just took the attempt without the tail, so it, that little bit of extra stats just resulted in, I believe it was Kraken took them down, and resulted in having to go again. Otherwise, again, this was really close.
Yeah, the non-promoted weapon were not that great, so
yeah,
it was an extra hurdle.
I think it was a Vorpal in a dream.
Yeah, that Kraken too was a nasty little customer. Had, I think, Tornado and Swirl I saw, which yeah, that can cause a few issues.
That said, it looks like TK has gone, and I think Odron had to check the wife, so we won't be having them in for an interview. And I know we have other things going on in a bit, including more SGL races. So does anyone want to have some final thoughts before we blarg, do the thing?
Yeah, well, yeah, GG to our opponents, and clearly this is going to be. Well, we cannot just sit down and relax. We're going to have to work for our next race.
15 hours on that next race. It is at 10 a.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard or Daylight Time. We're in Daylight Time because daylight savings is stupid, but we still do it. Ah. Bibi, veux-tu attenter de dites quelque chose?
Je vais tenter. I do, I suppose. Thanks for the restream. Thanks all for the restream. And good luck tomorrow for, sorry, the name team. Two sword run. Good luck for the next run today.
Bibi.
Tomorrow.
À demain.
À demain.
Yeah. All right then. I think that's us then. Karan, do you want to take us out because I took us in?
That's fine. First off, thank you to our runners, to Wildham and BB on the Guerriers side, and Odron and TK on the Swords Drawn side for giving us a great race. I mean, that was about as close as it gets, so that is always wonderful to see. Thank you to everybody who helped out here on the broadcast side of things. We had ADR doing the restream. We have, let's see, Red Mage doing the tracking, and of course, Maddie put up with my I don't know LADX very well self here in the commentary booth. So definitely thank you very much to those. Unfortunately, the links were broken in terms of trying to quickly promote them, but definitely give the runners a follow. Give us a follow if you'd like as well. And thank you everybody for watching this FFR LADXR race in the semifinals. Hopefully, we will see you for more great races. So, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. And hopefully, everybody has a great day.
À demain pour game 2.